So this is... I don't fucking know. I don't have a name for this. Should I get a name for this?
Watching anime with Oliver.
I don't know how to do intros. I don't...
Neither do I. I've the only YouTube video I have is not of me.
If you don't know me, I'm Hayley, or Nesting Potato, over on TikTok.
I'm Oliver, Hayley's friend.
He's the first person to agree to be on the internet with me, to publicly associate himself with me. And as soon as he heard that I would be maybe watching television, he was like, that sounds fun. I was like, would you want to watch something with me? And he was like, yeah. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and then proceeded to list 30 other animes.
It's extensive. Let's go. If you got time.
So I've never seen Attack on Titan. Oliver has seen all of Attack on Titan.
Twice.
And has read the manga.
Yes.
There's a lot of content that he knows that I don't. I've been told this is a reference. I don't know what Kenny is.
It's gonna take a while for us to get there, but we'll get there.
So we are going to start with season 1, episode 1. This is the English dub on Netflix because I don't know how to read. I apologize if that upsets anybody because I know that there's a big conflict.
See, dub v sub, and we're not talking about BDSM.
Earlier he asked me how spoiler he was allowed to be.
Yes.
And I said maybe err on the side of not spoiler because the internet is mean. But I think it will be allowed if you mention, like, oh, that is a fundamental difference from the dub versus the sub.
All right, I can do that. So one of the things, I know you're big on, so like the lore and behind the scenes stuff.
I'm ready, yes.
The titles of the episodes are kind of important sometimes.
Oh.
And I will try and tell you when things will be relevant later so that you can remember.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you right now.
This title is relevant? Or the opening is relevant?
The opening and title are both relevant for reasons you will see later.
We've talked enough. Let's just watch.
Yeah.
Let's just watch this show.
Editing Hayley here. Because of things like copyright, you're not going to see much of the episodes. These videos are mostly just me and Oliver talking some nonsense. Apparently my dog has some feelings about this.
And just like that, everything changed.
Already the subs and the dub is
They're
not
off.
the same.
At that terrible moment, in our hearts, we knew home was a pen. Humanity, cattle.
Also, the music and soundtrack of this show is amazing.
Either we secure this ground as mankind's first stronghold beyond the walls, or we die! Group 1 will act as the bait! All squadrons, engage omnidirectional mobility gear!
I feel like if I had these things, I would just be like,
Wee! I feel like this is a lot of work for, like, a grappling set. Now, is this one of those animes that is, like, graphic beyond compare?
yes.
Yeah,
And you
okay.
will learn very quickly that. Like, the first episode will introduce you to that relatively
Yeah.
quickly.
I
Also,
mean,
if you
even
have
just this intro has sort of been like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of graphic stuff,
There's a
even
lot
just
of-
in the intro.
a lot of blood. I mean, you're free to ask questions, and I'll answer them to what we know, or we'll find out very shortly. If you're like, what the fuck's going on? I'll just be like, no, this is kind of what's happening.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty good at watching TV. I should be able to get it, I think. I don't know.
That is kind of important.
Did he die and come back?
No.
Damn.
That would be a traditional trope, though.
Okay.
It's like the dream I was having went on forever. It's gone now. What was it about?
Aaron, have you been crying?
Relevant stuff is relevant, but not till way later.
I can already tell the internet's gonna be like, shut the fuck up, Oliver.
These walls are a bulwark gifted by God! Ribbon Rock!
These guys treat the walls as gods. They all protecting blah, blah, blah.
Huh.
There's like a church of the walls.
Hold on. What? A
Which
church
part?
of the walls?
Yes. The humanity lives within basically a giant walled, not city. It's like a country. So there are 3 walls, concentric circles,
Sure.
with the inner circle being like royalty, and there's like big fields and plains between the
Oh,
walls.
so
They're
sort of like Ba Sing Se.
bigger, and the further in you go, the kind of more developed is. But there are like fields and like miles between the walls. Like they are large, and so people see that, like the church sees the walls as like their protectors,
Sure. Okay.
and so they pray to the walls.
Sounds to me like you don't even think that they're all that dangerous.
Oh, great! Then at least have the decency to self-call yourselves a garrison. People might get the wrong idea.
Look at it this way, huh? If the garrison's actually doing what people think it oughta, we're up a creek. Personally, I take a lot of stock in being called a freeloader. Means things are good. It's how I can measure peace of mind.
The perma blush on this guy's face is...
He's drunk.
Oh.
They've been drinking, and that's why Aaron's mad, because the idea is like, what if something happens? And he's like, nothing's gonna happen.
These men have seen some shit.
Yeah.
Where is my son? He should be with you all. Oh, please tell me he made it.
I wish I had better news. Give it to her.
Is it just a limb? Why would you open it? You know it's a limb. Okay. I know grief is weird, but also why?
If you die without a body part, people think that it's like, oh, they ran away.
Okay.
So like they try and bring back whatever they can.
Tell me my son stood his ground to the bitter end. That his death meant something.
That's a lot.
Tell me his sacrifice
That's
gave us
emotionally
a
heavy.
Welcome to Attack on Titan.
The day was lost. We have nothing. Your son died because of me. I sent him to his death. I sent all of them to their deaths. And there's nothing to show for it. All of it amounts to nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing like seeing our harder taxes go toward keeping those bastards fat and happy on human gristle. You little punk!
Fair call.
Fair call. So this is really throwing me off that the voice actor for Eren is also the same voice actor for a character named Kirito in Sword Art Online. And Kirito is like one of the best sword users in that anime. So it's really weird seeing him like struggle.
It's like when you hear like Azula's voice playing a puppy
Yeah.
girl at the mall, and you're just like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on?
Like, what? Voice actors have multiple jobs? How dare they?
Okay, there's your walls. Sina, Rose, and Maria.
Okay.
And so there's cities on each of the cardinal directions on each of the walls.
What was that for? Your earlobes red, which means you got something to hide. Mikasa helped you again now.
For the record, Mikasa is not his sister.
So, Aaron's thinking about joining the Scouts.
The scouts were the green caves.
Way to keep a secret mouth! Get that ridiculous thought out of your head this instant, young man. No son of mine is going to be fodder. Do I make myself absolutely clear?
Behave while I'm gone, and I'll let you in on what I've been doing in the cellar. Agreed?
Yes, sir. You got it.
Bit of a filler in, as also obviously the reason why she would not want him to do this. There are 3 military groups. You go in as a trainee, and then from there you can go to any of the 3 if you qualify. There's the scouts, which you've seen, the green ones that go outside the walls and will operate with the 3D maneuvering gear and whatnot. And then there's the military police, the guy with the roses, the drunk guys. They work inside the walls. And then there's the royal military police, which works within the inner walls for the king. Architecture also based off a town in Germany. I forget what it's called, but here's your fun fact. It's
But it's a town,
It's a small
and it's
town
in Germany.
It's a small town in Germany it's completely surrounded by walls, and all the architecture is based off it. It starts with like NO something.
It's sad. What most people here are willing to settle for in exchange for some fleeting sense of security. And make no mistake, it absolutely is fleeting. The walls can't hold forever. Only a master.
Kid looks like he's seen some shit.
He's the like depressed, bullied kid.
So the one who's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Ah! Big scary hand.
That wall's 50 meters high. Oh god. It's a titan.
Give you a bit of background. Titans don't usually grow that big. That's why everyone's freaking the fuck out.
Just yeeted that door in. Granny just got squished! I wasn't ready to see someone's grandma just get...
So think of repercussions.
Yeah, wow!
Keep in mind, it's been 100 years since
They
the
came
walls
in.
went up.
Oh, okay.
So, like, people have probably seen a Titan before, but, like, you've never had to deal with them
Right.
because you've just been safe in your cities or fields that are within the wall.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of that. That's his house.
The building fell on her. It's hard to come back from that.
It's them. We've got to get out of here. Aaron, just take me and run. Sweetie, listen to me. My legs have been crushed. Even if you could get me out of here, I can't run. There's no time. Whatever, I can carry you! Will you just shut up and listen to me for once in your life? You want all three of us to die?
Hey, look, it's the drunk man.
Family friends.
Take the children and get them out of here!
Come on, Carla, that's not our only option. Hey, I'm a trained soldier. My skill set is killing Titans and saving lives!
He dies, doesn't he?
No.
Oh, okay.
When you've never fought a Titan in your entire military life, and then you have to fight one,
What are you doing? Let me down, you bastard! I love you! You hear me? Stay alive!
Oh, that's not a good thing to see. Oh my god!
so welcome to Attack on Titan, where this is the first episode.
Oh my god.
So of note, something that people mentioned later, she said her legs were crushed, right?
Yeah.
You saw her kicking around there. So each of the towns, there's the main circular, just think of it as a circle.
Yeah,
circular
yeah.
wall, and each of the towns is like a little bubble.
Yeah.
So in order to properly like breach the wall, they'd have to go
Through all the
two
bubbles.
walls. They have to go through, well, to get between one, like the outer zone and the inner part, you'd have to go through two walls.
Right.
So since they've broken one, it just means the village is fucked.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that that whole zone is fucked.
Okay.
The reason why they put those in the bubbles on the outside, they cover a lot of stuff, like, you know, when it's like halfway through the episode and they have those like screens in the middle where it's like, we'll be right back, and there's commercials and whatnot.
And it's all in Japanese.
Yeah, but they do explain a lot of stuff during those like mid scenes.
Yeah.
So the reason why they put the villages as like bubbles like that is because the Titans are drawn to humans, and so technically it's a choke point.
Okay.
So it's,
That makes
you don't have to
sense.
guard the whole wall.
You just have to guard
The
where
villages.
they're more likely to attack, which would be the villages.
Exactly. And
Interesting.
and it makes it so there's two walls they have to get through instead of just any of the other places around.
Yeah, any of the other potentially weaker points.
Yes.
So was his dream foreshadowing? Like, was it him picturing them breaking in?
Kind of, yes.
Okay.
So you saw the clip of the Titan eating his mom in that foreshadowing bit.
Yeah.
And so that kind of is a little bit relevant, but the main reason why that's important is like not till much
Okay.
later.
Limbs. Birds eating limbs. Good. Good.
Yeah, the town's fucked.
Oh, wretched was I! Heaven-driven E'en as a power by Everett! They're coming to Sleeds, thou seest
I don't know if he's holding. I always wondered what he was holding.
It's probably some, like, religious thing.
Maybe?
You know how they walk around with, like, the incense?
Yeah, but it looks like a fan. Or like a cluster of straw.
I mean, different religions have different weird shit.
Fair. That'd also be fucking terrifying.
Oh, he just grabbed it by the head!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally just like a thatch. Or like a thing of like dry reeds. Mid-sentence, just shut up. I don't care about your gods.
The problem when you pray to walls is that they don't move to help you.
Can't help you. Not to shit on institutional religion as a whole, but I feel like that's sort of a consistent problem in all of them.
Damn it, stop! You son of a bitch! We could have saved her! We almost had her out! I told you to stop!
There's nothing you could have done for her, you understand? You're a kid. You're weak.
What a shitty thing to say to a person.
When push came to shove, I was too frightened to hold my ground. Your mother died because I'm a damn cow!
That's not going to have emotional trauma for the rest of your life.
It's the same thing all over
You know.
again.
So that's the wall towards the inside. Like towards
Okay.
the
towards like the other rings.
towards the like the middle bit.
Right, because they're like the actual bubble out.
Yeah.
On the outside.
Yeah.
Is that why they shouldn't have left the river? Because they just got to get on boats.
No, this is outside the wall.
Oh.
They have ferries that go to the next town up, which isn't really clarified in the manga, but like, couldn't Titans just go through the river?
No personal belongings! We need to make as much room as possible! Oh, you best have a seat.
I will. Just keeping an eye out for my friends. There they are.
You can tell they've seen some shit.
Oh no. They've got new trauma.
That's the face, so it's just like,
That's a face of
Yeah.
fresh, gooey trauma.
who knows what they've just seen more than you.
See, like, some of the Titans look scary, and some of them just look like weird, derpy cartoons.
Yeah. So real quick to give you kind of the backstory, you can only kill Titans by cutting their neck. The nape of their neck is a big thing.
Right.
You cut off any other part of their body, they'll bleed, but like they won't die.
Yeah.
You could cut off basically like everything from like the chest up, and you'd be fine. Like it'd be fine. So they use cannons because they explode, and so like the idea is to just blow up their neck.
Got it.
I love like the orchestral soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's good.
You got rocks in your head, sir! With respect, they're all the sin and not designed for accuracy to begin with! You're gonna give me attitude or you can reload!
You're gonna tell me some shit? What is your problem?
I mean, at some point, you gotta close the gate.
The inner gate. I'm not getting left behind! Traitor time! Hey, wait, are you out of your mind? Don't shut it yet. We've still got people out there. Give them a chance. We can't let the Titans get through the inner gate. If that happens, the handful of lives out there will be the least
I mean,
of our
it's the
problems.
success of
There's
one
soldiers
versus,
we
not
don't get to
success,
decide
the
who loses or
safety of
not.
one versus the safety of all.
Yeah.
Closing the gap.
The good of the many versus the good of the few.
Introducing one of our second main characters.
Big bad naked muscle man! I'm assuming he's so naked like this because he got so big his skin didn't grow and stretch.
I'm not gonna say anything because it's relevant later.
Okay. He run so quick.
Yeah.
He big. He attack.
Do not defend though, not yet.
He do not protect. He's just attack.
At this point, you know you're fucked.
Yeah.
When?
That little one was like, I'm having a great day. Oh! Yeah, this is, yeah.
So remember what I said about two walls.
So that gate would have been not helpful.
Would
at
have
all.
been useless.
Okay, got it.
To clarify, the whole outer wall is useless.
That was fire breath. Why does he have
It's
fire
just
breath?
steam.
Okay.
But so now both walls have been breached. So everything in that outer area, which is like 50% of the territory humanity has, is compromised. So this is kind of glossed over in both the anime and the manga, but like those towns that are on the outer wall have to be evacuated. So outer wall,
Yeah.
there's multiple towns on the
Yeah,
outside.
there's like the bubbles.
Yeah, so basically they have no way of trading between towns now because that whole intersection is contaminated.
Oh,
So
it's not
all
safe.
all those cities on the outside of the wall.
So now all of their infrastructure and supply lines are fucked.
Yeah, because you now have Titans on both sides of the wall, like of your city. So you'd have to.
Well, that's...
Yeah, so they have to evacuate them, and they kind of mention offhand like the number of refugees, but you don't really consider that all the other cities also have to be
Yeah.
evacuated.
Yeah, yeah. Because with that number, it's sort of like, wow, that's a really big city.
Yeah,
Really, it's just all the cities.
it's all the other cities.
Got it.
And like it takes time for the Titans to get around and like infiltrate the whole thing, but like they will come.
There's nothing stopping them now.
Yeah.
Where you going, buddy?
He's so angsty. He's so angsty.
So many feelings.
I'm gonna put a stop to this. I'll kill them all. Every last one.
That's a boy that doesn't know how to process his trauma.
He's so angsty.
Please be alive.
This is not his little trolley. Gotta go fast.
Oh, that's important.
Wake up! Stop it! Please, you was the only way! Not making any sense! You cannot forget the key! Whatever you do, you must reach it! It's the way to the truth! One day you'll understand!
Confusing scene is confusing.
Felt so real. Nightmare. Shake it off. They're handing out food rations near the
How does he have his key? The dad had the key when he left. There was like a distinct scene where he put it in his pocket.
I mean, that whole scene that you just saw. What do you think happened?
So that's real? Wasn't
Yeah,
a dream?
You know, that was real. Although the exact how it happened, like how he got with his dad between like the boat and this part isn't really explained.
Okay.
But like that happened.
Okay. So that scene was confusing just for the sake of being confusing.
It's confusing for a reason because Aaron is confused.
Guess we gotta beef up the herd, though. Eat up, the Titan's like a little...
Classist tendencies.
Ought to keep you in cages. Shove you up to the front lines as a buffer. Oh, damn it! You picked the wrong man, asshole!
You just punched it. You just beat up a child.
Cowards, all of you! You don't know what it's like! You've seen one? You've seen what they can do? You little piece of...
He's sorry. He didn't mean it. He's just hungry. We all get that way. Speak our minds out. Sometimes forgive.
This poor kid is just like, ah.
What do I do?
Like, there's a lot happening. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, keep in mind who's given up their share so you can eat. In case you hadn't noticed, we're all hungry.
Classist tendencies.
Say it one more time in a sing-song voice.
No.
If you want to scrape by in the charity of cowards, that's your thing! But I'm not a parasite!
Punch him in the face.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, basically, think about if all your arable and farming land, like 50% of it just disappeared.
Yeah.
You'd be fucked.
Yeah, no,
and
seriously.
then the population didn't change.
pride be damned, we do what we need to live. Your mom didn't ask
Your mom told you to shut the fuck up and survive.
Stop being a bitch.
Shoves a bread in your mouth. Eat it!
Just
You
looks slightly
piece of shit!
inappropriate.
Yeah, this is very pornographic. Especially with the watering eyes.
Yeah.
This is what hentai look like.
We were actually watching the different versions of Attack on
One second,
Titan.
I thought you were going to say we were watching hentai, and I was like, I don't need to know that.
A few days later, throngs of starved refugees were put to plow in the wastelands as a last-ditch effort to raise food. But the cold, hard ground yielded nothing. In the following year, 846, the remaining refugees old enough to serve in the military were tasked with reclaiming Walmart.
Including Armin's father.
Of the
Or grandfather.
250,000 sent, nearly 20% of the surviving population. Not even 200 made it back.
Fuck.
So that's like a
Nothing to drive back
1000% decrease. Relevant part there. The 1000% decrease of people that went out, it kind of helped the food problem.
I mean, Sarah, if you're struggling to feed mouths, a good solution is less mouths to feed. It's dark, but it works.
Military sanctioned genocide.
It's called euthanasia.
Sorry, I didn't get my terms correct.
Actually, it's a lie. It's not called euthanasia. Euthanasia would be them killing.
For a group of people.
Yeah, it has a name. I don't know what it is, though.
Next year, I'll be applying to join the cadets. I'm with you.
It's so weird to hear his voice. Just from the other anime that he's in.
Damn it! I'm not trying to drag you in. Look, there's no point in following me.
Their eyes are so shiny.
It's the art style of this, though. It's very much so focused on their eyes.
It's beautiful. It's just like they're in a poorly lit alley and they still
Their
got
eyes
the
are glowing.
big.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Commandant Keith Shades, and you will go to hell. In my job, you'll be waking up in a cold sweat from memories of this place every night for the rest of your miserable lives. Right now, here.
Those are all main characters.
Over the next 3 soul-crushing years, you'll learn to take down your own Goliath. Because here's where you ask yourself, am I a fighter, or am I feed? Am I gonna be ground up to pulpy human crystalline boulder-sized incisors? Or am I gonna be the one to bite?
Oh, I'm a fighter, all right.
Eternal monologue time. All right.
To be continued.
To be continued.